So tonight we're going to be making a nested clock. A couple months ago I saw a video on YouTube. This guy was making some nested clocks. They looked really neat, so I decided to make some. They're great they sell good in the booth. They're great for gifts. It takes two 4x4 bowl blanks, pretty straightforward. I mean, I go to Exotic Wood Zone and kind of go through those big bins and just find, the 4x4 pieces. They had some mango on sale there a couple months ago for really good prices, so I snagged a bunch of mango. Mango was pretty neat to have, and the cherry is always at a pretty good price. So pretty straightforward. I use about the clocks themselves off of Amazon. I bought them by six at a time for like $30. They end up being about $5 a piece. I use a 22 millimeter Forstner bit. So before I start, I Forstner bit out that for the clock. Cut it around, and then for the other part I use a different chuck. I didn't bring the right chuck here tonight, so we'll be kind of figuring out from there. But I use a Forstner bit for that one. I chuck that up when I make this will be the base. So it's basically two 4-inch bowls, but not really aggressive. It's a great beginner's project. So yeah, let's get started.
Use that as a drill press.
Yes, sir. Use the drill press. Yep, makes it a lot easier. I like to use this chuck set up because it has some space on there, so I can get behind it if I need to clean the face up, which I normally do. So.
Pretty good at craft fair.
Yep. Yeah, they sell. Yeah, this year I've sold 8. Pretty good. Some for like 40, 35, 40 bucks depending on which event. I'm not getting a ton of money for them. It's just meant to kind of get people in the booth to kind of, get something. I try to keep, there's a whole bunch of products I keep in that booth. I try to keep it at the price point of about 35 bucks. So this is kind of one of them that seems to do it right. It sells pretty good. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to round it off. So the idea on this part of it is this is going to be the clock face. So I'm going to round this off, and I'm going to smooth out this face, and then I'm going to round it all over. It's a great time to kind of practice getting a nice technique so that you're not getting a lot of tear out.
Is that with the grain or against the grain? This is with the grain?
Yep.
And this would be against the grain? You're turning it like a bowl.
Yeah, I'm turning it in a fashion of a bowl. It's not a spindle turning.
Okay, it's cross,
Right. I just kind of do it nice and lightly, like almost like a shear scrape. I just kind of just the very tip of it, and just kind of pulling it back. Yep, very carefully. Hate to say it that way, but it's just technique. When you may have a better technique to give them, but that's what I usually kind of do. I just kind of feel it. The good thing about this is kind of however you want this to look when you get done. You know, you can kind of have it round, or if you want it a little more, less round, I guess. But it's kind of open to your interpretation of how you want it to look. A nice little bit of tear out there. Hopefully we can get rid of that. Get in there. And we're getting rid of the tear out, so that's good. Still a little bit there, but it'll be all right. It's kind of shaped like a bell now. I don't like that. There we go. That's a little bit better. So because I chuck it up this way, there's a couple opportunities I miss out on for this project. I could chuck it on the back and really kind of put a groove or a bead or something in the front. I try to keep it kind of simple just for this project because I make them in bulk. I'll make like 6 at a time, so I'll just do I'll do like the 6 faces, then I'll go do the 6 faces. So I kind of just keep them basic like this. But the opportunity's there to kind of add some embellishment to the front. I don't always do that. So I got a crack there. I need to see if it can't turn out. I didn't see that before. See if I can get it. And I think it's gone. Sweet, sweet. Oh, it's still there. Oh well, we're gonna call it a feature. The idea is to kind of have it at a little bit of a tilt. This one's tilting more. It's just kind of whatever you kind of want. I cut these about 1 inch. I marked roughly a 1/2 inch on this one, so I'll go on a 1/2 inch and go from there. So where do I want to put that? I kind of just put it just enough to kind of get it. Okay, so I put that right there, and that's at this point it's been sanded and finished. I put the dowel hole in there, so that'll meet up on the other side. So this is basically this is very rough, but all right. So I'm gonna So I'm gonna round this, make a way to clamp it, and then we will turn around and do some forming. About another inch to do it. Yeah, let's go faster, I think. Man, these things want to jump around. Yeah, I'm just being a bad woodturner. I don't use any wrong piece of wood. Okay, sorry, I'll speak later. Oh, what's the deal? Let's see what I got. All right, let's see. Try it and see if it works. So typically you'd want to have those together closer so you get more strength out of it. I think we'll be all right. We're going to kind of put it there because I'm going to want to form it, give it some nice, a little bit of shape. And this is one of those things where you can kind of, you have a good opportunity here to kind of do whatever you want. Do you want to make it look kind of like this one, or do you want to kind of have it concave, or do you want to have it like a little fat and pudgy or whatever? So, yeah. Make sure we're nice and tight there. So this is where you kind of, I don't do it exactly, but you kind of want to have it to where it kind of sits into that kind of bowl there. So you use the piece you had. It doesn't have to be exact to that. After all, it's going to be kind of just sitting in there. So you should put that right there. So I am probably maybe an intermediate turner, and this is a good time for me to, when I'm doing these, because I'm not going really deep, and it's a good time for me to kind of think about my cuts and making sure that I'm making good cuts, because the better cuts I make, the less sanding I have to do, and the faster I can make these, and all the good stuff. And most of all, just it's good to have good technique. So this is the time where I'm on these projects trying to get good cuts. As I say that, I think I'm making horrible cuts, but that's all right. So this is pretty much the opposite direction of what people say you should be cutting on. I really prefer this direction though, Ken. Just I, for some reason, it feels more comfortable for me to go from the center out, but again, I guess that when it comes into the learning better technique. Let's see where I'm at. It's fairly shallow, but we'll see. I can go deeper, so I will. I have the same lathe at the house, but it has this extension so that it can swing out of the way. I don't know if I appreciate it enough until I come here and figure out this thing is always like leaning on me. So I definitely like to want to have it best. House is better. Not bad. We can get that done, but we'll shape that outside. Yeah, I like that. That'd be all right. So that's kind of basically what it's going to look like that. Got cool. Have some fun with the outside. I'm even doing okay in time. I think I was doing one of these and I had one of those like defective pieces of wood from Exotic Wood Zone where it had like a crack. I'm like, I think I could turn out that crack. And I turned it and turned it and turned it and I never did turn out that crack. I just took it off and they charged you $3 for the little 4x4 blank, you know. So like sometimes it's just easier just to accept defeat. So one of the things I normally do on the bottom when I have it chucked up, I kind of indent it a little bit just to kind of give it some prettiness on the bottom, but tonight we're not going to have that opportunity with the time that I have. But I do want it kind of a nice, cool, sweeping shape down there. When I started doing research on this, I looked for all kinds of different models of clocks because I thought it'd be cool to have something that's like, I don't know, like a digital clock or something with a light or maybe an alarm, because it'd be great for the bedstand. But these clocks are kind of the basic ones, and everything else has like a digital. It's like 12 inches wide, or it's this huge clock. And there's no real digital ones. You know, so they have small ones and they have the big ones, but it's interesting in that, you know, you're kind of like, it'd be cool to have something great for the bedstand. This actually just turns out, I think it's a really good, just a desk clock for somebody, right? Just for for the office or something like that. That's, to me, that's kind of the ideal use for this. And it's not an everyday item anymore. Everybody has a watch or a phone, so and when it comes down to it, you know, you kind of, it's all about kind of having that, you know, that's the kind of look you want on your shelves or your desk. So I got there. More off the middle. And that turned out pretty good. I have some checking in there. That came right out of it. That's all right. We're doing a demo. Let's see what I want to do. I think just want to soften that up a little bit. I didn't bring my scraper in. Guess I would bring a scraper to clean that inside out nice and. So let's see if I can't get a nice cut. You can already tell I'm going to have a little bump there. That's all right. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer. So this year, you know, so last year I started selling stuff in a booth for wood turning, and one of the things I constantly did this year was try to find things to sell, because I love making bowls. As it turns out, not everybody wants to buy like $100 bowl when they come to a market, you know. So I was like trying to find stuff that I could, you know, functional stuff. And this is definitely one of those things, but it's interesting because I remember seeing a video where the guy said, "Hey, if you're going to be selling this stuff, you're going to make most of your money doing spindle turning," and that's just a fact. If anybody ever gets it, you guys get into it. You know, some of you do. You make all your money off of spindles. It's very rare that you kind of sell a very expensive bowl. It's nice to sell expensive bowls, make you feel good, but at the end of the day, people want a pizza cutter or a pin or a bottle stop or something like that. So I want to get a nice clean cut on this one if I can. And we're going to drill a hole. It's unfortunate this has a check-in in it, but that's all right. This is a high spot I want to get rid of. It's almost there, I suppose. Can you feel the checking in it? There it is right there. All right, so from here, this is where I would go in. I would sand it and put a nice finish on it. And then I will drill it. So I brought 6 clocks tonight, so if you would like to make one, I will gladly give you a clock if you'd like to bring it in for next month's challenge. Really, really easy part of the job. So, like I said earlier, I would normally put on a jam chuck or something, take out the bottom, but do that and do that. And there you go, you have your clock. Cool. Any questions?